Minnesota.
Oh, Fargo?
No, not quite Fargo. Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Good morning and welcome to the Berks County Board of Commissioners meeting for November 30th. We will call the meeting to order. It is now 10 a.m. We will start with a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Morning, and for those of you that can't see us, Commissioner Leinbach is joining us via Microsoft Teams. He is in warm Minnesota. And he is there for a board meeting for the National Association of Counties. So welcome, Commissioner Leinbach via Teams. Okay, so we will start with the approval of the minutes. Are there any changes, additions, or corrections to the minutes? If none, the minutes stand approved as presented. Since our last meeting, we had 5 executive sessions. November 16, we had 1 on litigation and 1 on personnel. November 20th, we had 1 on personnel. The 27th, we had 1 on litigation. And the 28th, we had 1 on personnel. We'll now hand it over to Barbara Lopez, my executive assistant, and she will read the public notice.
Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit 1 comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A, Facebook, and YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Okay, thank you very much, Barbara. We will start with the agenda items. And I do not see any comments online, and there are none in person either. So we will start with item number 1, authorizing, coming from the Budget Department, adopt a resolution authorizing 2023 budget transfers in the amount of $121,835 per listing dated November 27th, 2023. Under Human Resources, we have adopt a resolution authorizing Human Resources recommendations dated November 30th, 2023 as follows. Number 1, authorize the appointment of Jay Ostrich to Director of Veterans Affairs, effective December 4th of 2023. And this is in replacement of Ken LeBron, who separated. Item number 2 is authorize the transfer of Jasmine Pagan from Office Support 3, Domestic Relations Office, to Senior Contract Coordinator Purchasing, effective December 4th, 2023. Item number 3, authorize the promotion of Casey DeFazio from Office Support 3 to Administrative Assistant Assessment, effective December 1st of 2023. Under Purchasing, adopt a resolution authorizing a recommendation to award and Director of Contracts and Procurement to execute 1 contract as a result of RFP for unarmed security guard services for a period of 3 years with 7 one-year options to extend. The county reserves the right to enter into negotiations to extend beyond the base and extension terms. And it is as follows: to Allied Protection Services, LLC, doing business as Allied Universal Security Guard Services out of 161 Washington Street, Suite 600 in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. The estimated annual cost is $1,509,398. Under Commissioner Lineback, item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Ted Bassano from Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, to the Berks County Redevelopment Authority for a 5-year term expiring on December 31st, 2028. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Patricia Giles, Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, to the Berks County Area Agency on Aging Advisory Council for a 2-year term expiring on December 31, 2025. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Jay Worrell, Reading, Pennsylvania, to the Berks County Parks and Recreation Board for a 4-year term expiring on December 31st, 2027. And item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Catherine Wenzel, Reading, Pennsylvania, to the Berks County Area Agency on Aging Advisory Council for a 2-year term expiring on December 31st, 2025. Under Commissioner Sahelnick, there's one item, and it is adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Anthony Reimar, Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania, to the Berks County Solid Waste Authority for a 5-year term expiring on December 31st, 2028. Under Commissioners, item A, adopt a resolution authorizing execution of the lease agreement between MB Investments, landlord, Audubon, Pennsylvania, and the County of Berks as tenant for office space to be used by Magisterial District Court 23-3-01 for a 5-year period beginning January 1, 2024. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Joe Natishan, Reading, Pennsylvania, to the Berks County Municipal Authority Board for a 5-year term expiring on January 2nd, 2029. Adopt a resolution authorizing the chair of the Berks County Board of Commissioners to execute letters as needed to Pennsylvania Treasury Bureau of Unclaimed Property, authorizing the Chief Operations Officer or in their absence, the Deputy Chief Operations Officer to file claims for unclaimed property and collect same on behalf of Berks County. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the Chief Operations Officer or in their absence, the Deputy Chief Operations Officer to execute and file the Pennsylvania Treasury Claims Form as needed for unclaimed property. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter to the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources on behalf of Berks County Planning Commission requesting an amendment to BRC-TAG-25-137 Comprehensive Greenway Park and Recreation Plan Implementation Project, seeking additional funding in the amount of $800 and a 1-year extension through December 31st of 2024. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing Christian Leinbach, Chair, to execute an intergovernmental transfer agreement between the County of Berks and the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services for the period of January 1, 2024 through December 31st of 2024. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing the Chief Financial Officer to certify for each intergovernmental transfer payment issued pursuant to the intergovernmental transfer agreements executed between the County of Berks and the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services that the funds transferred under each payment are from permissible sources. Adopt a resolution authorizing Christian Leinbach, Chair, to execute Amendment Number 1 to Berks County Library System Membership Agreement with each member library in the system. Item I, adopt a resolution authorizing a settlement of the claim by Gerald Laban against the County of Berks and authorizing payment of $1,500 to Mr. Laban in full settlement of all claims arising out of county's vehicle auction conducted from July 17, 2023 through July 25, 2023 for asset number 1436 listed in that auction. Item J, adopt a resolution authorizing Christian Leinbach, Chair, to execute the following 2024 through 2025 P Corp renewal documents. Number 1, general instructions. Number 2, P Corp renewal payment options and commission selection. Item K, adopt a resolution authorizing execution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency 911 statewide interconnectivity funding grant agreement for $198,250.17 from January 1, 2024 to December 31, 2024. The grant funding will be used for the Berks ILEC post-migration legacy, Berks GIS readiness post-migration, and Berks NG 911 Layer 2 migration projects. Item L, adopt a resolution authorizing Christian Leinbach Chair to sign and submit the 2023 official ballot for Farm Service Agency committee elections, voting for Peter A. Steltermoyer as a farmer to represent the County of Berks on the County FSA Committee. Item M, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter to the President of the Board of Commissioners in Colebrookdale, Cumru, and Muhlenberg Townships announcing the vacancy of a first-class township position to the Reading Area Transportation Study Coordinating Committee effective January 1, 2024, and seeking candidates to fill the position. Item N, adopt a resolution approving an updated County of Berks tax collector manual for implementation by the Treasurer's Office. The updated manual memorializes modifications to procedures primarily stemming from a change in the reporting system used by the Treasurer's Office. Number 2, motion to authorize the execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated November 22 of 2023. And there is one contract with the Area Agency on Aging, one for CYS, 2 for CYS and Juvenile for the Commissioners, 1 for the District Attorney, 1 for Economic Development, 2 for Facilities and Operations, and 1 for Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities. Item 3, motion to authorize execution of the payment and electronic transfers for the week ending November 30th, 2023. And item 4, motion to authorize execution of employee payroll disbursements dated December 5 of 2023.
A motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I will second that motion.
Any comments? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The agenda is approved. Moving on to the reports of the Treasurer and Controller. Do we have Socrates Georgiadis, the Acting County Treasurer?
Good morning. We start with an opening balance of $203,062,969.10. We have a balance to clear of $6,685,683.78, leaving us with a balance of $196,377,285.32. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Soc. Now we will move to the Controller's Report, bless you, which will be given by Angela Franz. And Oracle is down, so there will be no payments or transfers to report, but she will provide the payroll report.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
The payroll for December 5th of 2023, the total amount of the payroll is $5,033,077.55.
Okay. Thank you very much, Angela.
Sure.
Okay. Moving on, report of the Chief Operations Officer.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivera. On behalf of our Chief Operations team, we want to commend the board for permitting the transfers and promotions, and especially the appointment of Jay Ostrich as our new Veterans Affairs Director. We'll be helping him on board early next week as he starts his career with Berks County, sir. Thank you. That's all we have.
All you have? Okay, we'll be moving on to the Commissioner's comments. So I will go last today. So Commissioner Sehonic, we'll start with you.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Rivera, and just a welcome to Jay Ostrich. We're very excited for him to join the team, and we were presented with excellent candidates, so I appreciate the interest of the individuals to serve in this very important role for our county. I also have a special guest today, so I just want to recognize Ms. Catherine Berger, and Catherine is here just visiting, kind of shadowing from Alvernia University. She is a sophomore, and she's studying finance. So as soon as this meeting's over, we'll be going over to the CFO's office to make some introductions. So Catherine, thank you for coming in and spending the time with me today. I want to keep these comments brief, but as chair of Elections Board, I feel obligated to give you a little bit of an update as to what's been occurring this week. So if you were able to tune in on Monday, the 27th, we did have an Elections Board meeting. At that meeting, we ruled to delay the certification of the 2023 municipal election results, and that was to include undated and incorrectly dated ballots, because of the recent Western District Court ruling. There is a full press release on our website that you can obtain if you would like to read more specifically about our statements there. And just some information is that we received 432 mail-in and absentee ballots that were rejected, either for not including a date or having incorrect on the outer envelope. And so starting at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, November 28th, we prepared the team, the elections department started going through and reviewing and tabulating those ballots. There's a 5-day review period that opened on Wednesday, November 29th, and the certification meeting will occur on December 7th at 12:15 p.m. So for those of you who are interested in following what's occurring there, that is the scheduled date as of now for the certification meeting. Again, you certainly can contact the Department of Election Services through our website at countyofberks.com for any other questions or information you might have. And in addition to that, today in the Reading Eagle, there was a nice article for some news that came yesterday from the state that they're going to be redesigning the mail ballots to give voters clearer instructions, but also uniformity across all of the 67 counties. So you can stay tuned because that's a relevant topic based on part of what we are experiencing right now. So you can read more about why some of these changes are being made and some of the changes that were already occurring or implementing here through the County of Berks. So tune into that as well. And last but not least, I want to talk about events because hopefully everybody observed a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday with their family and friends over the past weekend. And the holiday season is among us, whatever holiday you may or may not celebrate. There's lots of festivities in Berks County that are occurring. I always like to point and draw you to the attention of our Berks County Parks and Recreation Department because that's something we actively support here for our constituents in Berks County. This Friday at 5:30 p.m. Grings Mill, there will be a special ceremony to kick off the holiday lights at Grings Mill. So I invite everybody who is able to come. And if you're not able to come on Friday, there is a series of events, food trucks, musicians, crafts, kids that are occurring in addition to just this beautiful use and space and celebration of the season for the community at Berks County Parks and Recreation at Grings Mill. So I will be there. I hope to see some of you there and look forward to that celebration and more to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Sahelnik. Commissioner Leinbach?
Yes, a few things I want to touch on. Also want to give my congratulations to Jay Ostrich. Very excited about having him come on board to lead our VA department. We have an excellent team of people at our Berks County Veterans Affairs Department. I know they're excited about Jay moving into that position as well. So we're very pleased to be able to vote to hire him today. I also want to compliment our COO team, specifically our deputy COO, Larry Medaglia, as many people may be aware, both Kevin Barnhart, our Chief Operations Officer, and Larry Medaglia are former county elected officials. And as far as we know, for the first time ever, the county put together an orientation program for newly elected row officers and commissioners this week. And that was led by Larry Medaglia, a longtime row officer. Obviously, Kevin Barnhart was part of that. They were able to meet with a number of key players in county government. I can tell you it's something that Larry never experienced, and definitely 16 years ago when former Commissioner Barnhart and I took office, we didn't have anything like that. It went very well. From what I understand, Commissioner Rivera and I did a welcome, but it was led after that by Larry and a variety of department heads. So thank you very much. I think that was a great way to make sure there's good communication between county management, leadership, department heads, and row officers and incoming commissioners. The last thing I want to touch on is what was addressed by Lucine Sahelnik as chair of our election board. I have to say there's some level of frustration for me to see the issue of undated ballots still hanging out there. I will be as careful as I can in saying this is not an issue that it suddenly came up this year. This is something that's been known for at least a year, probably a couple of years. The law is pretty plain. It says that the outer envelope shall be signed and dated. I think people are aware that last summer we were being pressed to go ahead and count the undated ballots, even though the law said they had to be dated. We lost our appeal in Commonwealth Court. But then later, just prior to the general election of 2022, the PA Supreme Court reversed that and required that there be a date and that the date be between the first day to request a mail-in ballot and the election date. And now we have a federal court weighing in. And I believe the core of their argument is that the date is not material and therefore should not cause a vote not to be counted. I said that last year that very possibly was the case. And it's imperative that our governor and that our legislative leaders in the House and the Senate look at this issue and other issues that have been laid out in some cases for years that need to be addressed, because when they're not addressed, we end up having the courts jump in and, quite frankly, cause a lot of confusion in the process and further degrade trust in the electoral process. You can cut it 100 ways till Sunday, but the reality is when voters see an issue just like this, that in less than 1 year, so a decision by the Commonwealth Court in roughly, I believe, July of last year, July, maybe early August, that said you have to count the undated ballots. A PA Supreme Court decision in late October of last year that says, no, you cannot count ballots where the outer envelope was undated. And in fact, even though the law doesn't tell you what date, the courts ruled that this is the date it had to be. And now we have a federal court earlier this week ruling that you must count undated ballots. We need to make sure that our election law in Pennsylvania is clear, it's understandable, and it's enforceable so that we don't keep having decisions made by courts when it comes to our elections. The election process is foundational to the republic. And when voters lose trust in the electoral process, we're in trouble. And I'm not talking about all the other issues that are out there. I'm talking about the issue right now that's in front of us. It just is piling on to the challenges that we have as counties to run elections according to the law and elections that people can trust. Because in spite of what people may say, I will tell you, I have a lot of confidence in our elections department here in Berks County, but it is very difficult when things like this that are completely outside of their control are thrown on top of what they're trying to do to run our elections. So I know that's a little bit, some people might call it a rant. I hope you don't see it that way. I think it's something that needs to be said and it needs to be addressed. We need our governor. We need our legislative leaders in the House and the Senate to step up to look at this issue along with other issues. And I would say sooner rather than later. We're coming into 2024. 2024 is a critical election, and we need to get things right. That's all that I have, Chairman Rivera.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. A few comments I have here. I also want to congratulate Jay Ostrich for his appointment to the Berks County Veterans Affairs Office as the director there. Looking forward to a great year coming up with him, as well as we had with Ken LeBron. Berks County has always been in the top counties in services provided to veterans here in Pennsylvania, so we're very proud about that we're able to serve our veterans in that way. Just this past week, actually a week and a half ago, was the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania newly elected officials workshop and fall conference. Commissioner Sahelnick was there, Commissioner Leinbach and I were there as well. Christine was also there, part of the conference, as well as Larry and Kevin. It's a great opportunity to learn about best practices, different workshops. CCAP also had their board meeting there as well. Also, I want to just congratulate Kevin and Larry. Last year, they came up with the idea of putting a group together of county
Clerks and administrators.
clerks and administrators, not COOs. Every county has a different name for that COO position. So it's called clerks and administrators. They started that last year. They continued with it this fall as well, and the group has grown. So glad to see that. They were also asked to participate in one of the newly elected officials workshops, talking about how newly elected officials should deal with other elected officials and their department heads and their departments throughout the county. They did a great job there. We had some great feedback from them. So great job, Larry and Kevin.
Thank you.
I also had the opportunity to participate one of the newly elected officials workshop panels there. They asked different questions about my experience as a commissioner, what I would do differently, things I liked, and so forth. That was a great opportunity to share there. Also, Dante Santoni, who is the new commissioner-elect, he was there also participating from these workshops as well. So it gave him a great deal of insight as well as to everything that a county commissioner does. So it's a great opportunity for our team here from Berks County to go and learn and get some great information that will help us in the upcoming years. One of the other things that we also did at the 2024 conference was at the 2023 fall conference was vote on the priorities for 2024. And this is a process that all the counties are engaged in. The different committees are engaged in. They're meeting throughout the year, setting these priorities. And then in this fall conference, they're voted on. The resolutions committee brings forward the different priorities, and at the fall meeting, the members that are there then vote on what the 2024 priorities will be for CCAP. So I just want to go over these priorities for you. The one is 911 funding and reauthorization. We've heard quite a bit about that and the importance of getting that done. Number 2 is county mental health base funding increase. That is a priority now in 2023 as well. Addressing inmates with mental health issues, again, also a priority now in 2023. Next one is increasing the prevailing wage threshold. Not going to talk about this, but Commissioner Leinbach explained why this is important 2 weeks ago at our board meeting here. Another one is right to know reform, vote by mail reforms, which Commissioner Leinbach also addressed. Broadband access and development, which was also a 2023 priority and something that we've taken very seriously here, understand, and we've been working on for this past year is juvenile detention capacity crisis. That's not just a Berks County issue, that is a Commonwealth issue. So these are the priorities for 2024 that CCAP will be focusing on. It doesn't mean that these are the only things we will be focusing on, but that these are the priorities that will take a good deal of time of the staff there. Why the priority list? There are other important things because they say if everything's a priority, then nothing's a priority. So that's why we need to establish priorities and what the main focus will be. And there will be more information to come on this. We will be at the Capitol the first week in March, having a press conference there, sharing these priorities with our legislators at the Capitol. Let's see, and I believe Commissioner Sehonik already went over the first night of holiday nights at Grings Mill. So this is tomorrow. There will be a lighting ceremony at 5:30, and it will be open till 8:30. That's all I have. Do we have any comments by row officers? Nothing? Any public comment? Anything online? Nothing online. Okay. If there's nothing else, I will accept
Motion to
a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn. Okay. Thank you very much. The meeting is adjourned.